Hey Addicts, welcome back to Mob episode 9, which I love the title of this episode. It's titled Show Me What You Got, and then like in parentheses, Band Together, and it's just great. And this is a great episode. I've been looking forward to seeing stuff like this happen in the second season. We're finally getting to that point. So we're just going to start with it. There's a lot, I will say that it might get confusing when I'm talking, so I'm going to try to simplify it as fast as I can and as simple as I can, because we don't want to sit here all day listening to me talk. So starting off, we get to see it basically take off right where the last one left off, with Mob seeing the bodies in the house, and Dimple is able to kind of speak to Mob and be like, hey, these are fake bodies. They probably just took them and they left these fake bodies here to throw us off the scent or whatever. And so Mob's able to kind of not calm down, because he's still pissed, but he gets more concentrated. He's like, oh, okay, we need to find who he is, or where these people that did this are. And we get to see a new psychic power. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but it's basically like a psychic sonar where he can figure out where certain people are. And ironically, I guess I don't know how it works. I'm not a psychic, but we get to see that he books it. And he is at 100% obsession. And we get to see that he finds this two that are part of the Claw organization, and he just wrecks them. And it's like the most insane thing that we've seen of Mob, like how he acts. There's so much emotion behind it. I think they even have a different actor, or maybe the actor just like goes into a different voice for this. But man, it was really cool. I'm not gonna lie, I really like seeing this. Just because it makes sense that Mob, he's had this traumatic thing happen to him, especially right before his eyes, that he would just break like this. So we get to see a lot of emotion. I think that's gonna, that probably surprised a lot of people. I know it did me, but I was really liking that. But moving on, we get to see also Blondie, which I remembered what his name is. It's Teru. I don't know if I'm going to say that right. I might just switch to Blondie. So you'll know who I'm talking about. But we get to see that people are actually sent after him as well. So we do know that this organization is the same organization that we saw in the first season, and they're sending out all these people to kind of get rid of all the troublemakers, essentially. And while Mob is kind of having confrontation with these two people that I mentioned earlier, we get to see, surprisingly, the people that he defeated in the first season. I think they were 7th Division, if I remember right, of the Claw. And everybody that we get to see from the first season comes back, and they're all meeting in one place. They take Mob to where Raijin is, because they say, hey, come with us, we know where he's at. And that's when we get to see all the other psychics, not only from Claw, well, at least the 7th Division, but we also get to see the ones that Ritsu was a part of, the ones that really can't do anything. And it's pretty hysterical how they came to be in contact with Raijin and this whole story. But the gist of it is that they came to Raijin because of his, not only prowess and popularity that he had on TV recently, but because of, probably the idea of what he is at the end of the last season. And so we get to see that they've kind of turned over a new leaf, and that the organization that they were a part of doesn't tolerate people leaving, and so that's why they sent people after them, and probably Mob and Blondie as well, because they destroyed a whole part of their organization and probably set them back a while. But this is probably, we get to see Mob calm down, and he goes kind of like into a sleep state, which is probably gonna play into the next episode. We'll speculate that more at the end part, but that's mostly the bulk we get to see of Mob and the familiar faces. Then we focus on all new people, and one of the groups that we get to see of is one called the Foreign Squad. And it has characters, two that are probably the most notable, is Joseph and Udo. And we get to see that they're a group, like you said, foreign, but I don't want to say they're a special group, that they're high up, but that's what they're led to believe, that they're pretty powerful. And they might be, but not compared to some of these other people we get introduced, because we get to see officially the leader and what his name is. I have it written down here. I'm not going to even try. But we get to see what his purpose is for the organization. He's been accumulating these resources and these people for over 20 years, and he wants, basically total world domination. Their plan is to start with the city that they're in, and to dismantle the country and then move on to the world. Pretty simplistic guy. But then we get to see his main dudes, who are called the Ultimate Five, and I have their names listed down here too. I'm not going to mention them too much. I guess I could try. Shoot, why not? Hattoria, which we know controls all systems of electrical components, both devices and wavelengths. And then we also get to see Minagishi, who can control plant life, similar to how we saw Mob do in the first episode of the season. Then we get to see Shibata, who can body strengthen all of his muscles and stuff like that. And then we get to see probably the coolest and most OP guy out of the five, at least I would assume, who is Shimazaki. And he has a load of abilities, but we'll touch more on him later on. But we get to see also Ritsu is alive, and we get the confirmation that his parents are also alive. They are at a vacation getaway spa, and no, that's not lingo for, they went to a farm, a better place, they're actually alive. And we get to see that he is with the son of the leader of the organization named Sho, and I believe that's right. Yeah, Sho. And this is going to have an interesting angle. There's a lot going on here, so I'm just going in the order of the episode, but we get to see that Sho kind of put this together where they put their parents in safety, and he was trying to recruit Ritsu for a plan of his own. And it seems like he's not with his father. It seems like they're another group that's either maybe seeking domination or trying to stop them. The motives are very unclear. I'm sure manga readers know what's coming and what their affiliation is, but for anime only watchers, their motives are not yet clear. But we do know that Ritsu is playing along with the guy, at least right now. But then we get to go back to the Claw organization and the different levels, and we get to see the foreign squad again with Joseph leading, and we get to figure out that he is planning kind of a mutiny in the organization because they go into the whole specifics, and I'm not getting a part of it. But basically, because of their briefing, Joseph thinks that they can take over the organization pretty well, and then just take over whatever else he promises his squad afterwards. And so he takes, I think he has 3 or 4 people with him, and they're trying to take out the leader. But that's when we get to see part of the Ultimate Five in action, and they just decimate them. Joseph makes it out alive. Not sure about the others, but one thing that we do learn about Joseph is that he basically just cares about money, at least seemingly, from what we learned. But he's also sent by the government. The government paid him to take out this organization, and it's made him believe that he was the only person that was hired by the government. The rest of the people that he kind of were working alongside with, it was just people that he manipulated to go along with his plan to make it a little bit easier. But we get to see he's taken out. He's still alive. He makes it out, but he's definitely fucked up. And then we get to see the episode kind of come more to a close. In this confrontation with Joseph and his foreign squad, we only saw 4 of the Ultimate Five. The 5th, which is this guy that I said was probably the most OP out of them, Shimazaki. He is blind, or at least he can't see seemingly, but he has a boatload of powers with predicting movements and having a super amazing durable barrier, I believe. I don't think it's his actual skin. I think it's just one of their psychic barriers that they have. And not only that, but he can teleport, which is OP in any scenario. But we get to see that he's kind of setting the organization's plans in motion with him kidnapping the prime minister, which he does very easily, I will say. And then we get to see Blondie Teru kind of try to confront him. And we just get to see how OP this guy is. He takes out this kid faster than... I'm pretty sure faster than we saw like Mob take out all of the 7 division people in the last season. Like, he wrecks them. It's almost, let me put it this way, it's almost as fast as like the hooded guy did to Ritsu in the first season. Like, it's that fast. And that's saying a lot because we haven't seen Teru really lose at all, or at least have to go full out and then, you know, just get fucking handed to him. So that's basically all that we saw in this episode. We do get a little bit of insight of what the next episode's going to entail. Episode 10 is going to be called Collision Power Type, and we're going to see the Ultimate 5 kind of terrorizing the city. They've alluded to the Esper Squad and Show making their moves, whatever that is. And then Mob is seemingly still sleeping, so next episode, you know, Mob may still be out of commission, and they're going to talk more about these people and what they're doing, let the situation get kind of bad. We do know that the organization, or at least the good group that Raijin is leading, doesn't know any of the plans of the Claw, at least right now, even though it was televised on live TV, so somehow they missed it. But overall, really liked this episode. Honestly, I would say this is the best episode of the season so far. There was just so much stuff I loved seeing the culmination of everybody that we saw from the first season. And, you know, not to say the rest of this season has been bad or anything, because they've had to build up to this moment. But this is the part that I've been waiting for to see in the second season. I'm glad it's finally here. The only complaint I really have is I feel like I mean, you know, as we've had in this video, there's a lot of information that is just kind of thrown at you between all these different people and all these parts of the organization. And I kind of feel like they should have been playing on this in the background, in side notes, in the earlier part of this season, you know, to kind of, I don't know, I think it just would have flowed a little bit better. But with that being said, you know, it does add a lot of shock and awe to what you see in this episode. So, like I said, for that, it's a great episode. You guys, this is the one, last episode was really great, but the thing is like, the way it kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger, you know, you probably better if you didn't watch that right when it released. But this one is like, yeah, you definitely need to see this if you haven't already. Like, wow. Mob is just completely a loose cannon, like I said he probably would be. And we get a lot of new characters that are going to be playing into the last episode. So really excited to see how this goes. It looks like it's going to be a full-on battle between these Esper groups, with the Claw organization having around 600 Espers. It's insane. You know, we don't know specifically probably how much are in Raijin's group or that are in fighting, but we do know they have a good amount of strong, or at least capable people. But, you know, they got Mob, so that's all they need. But anyway, guys, that will conclude this discussion of episode, what was it, 8? No, not 8. 12. No, 9. I don't know. I lose track. It's been 14 minutes, guys. So, you know, I need to shut up. But we'll see you guys next time. And let us know how you liked the episode and what you're most excited for going into the later part of this season. But anyway, guys, see you later. Peace.